July 26th, Jamestown City Council meeting. The clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Here.
Brockman. Here. Karuba.
Here.
Olson.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
Eklund.
Here.
Graham Reinhardt.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
President Dawes.
Here. At this time, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for the invocation tonight, which will be delivered by the Reverend Dr. William Blair of the New Creation Assembly of God. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please pray with me. Eternal Father, strong to save, hear our voices today. You have truly been good to us. You have laid the foundation of our intention in the depths of our hearts. You have blessed the work of our hands. Come now into this place and bring special blessings of your presence, of your righteousness and peace. Lord, our prayer is that our mayor, in obedience to you, would lead our city with wisdom and faith, that this council in unity be granted insight and solutions that would bring our community to a place of health, strength, and prosperity. Father, we thank you in advance for all of your blessings, where you have promised to say yes to us when we ask these things and more for our city. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this time, I'll ask for approval of minutes of the June 28th voting session. So moved by Councilwoman Eklund. At this time, we have our public comment session. If anyone would like to address the city council tonight, please step up to the mic. Please give your name and address and limit your comments to 5 minutes. Is there anyone who would like to address the council this evening?
Evening, my name is Anthony Toda, and I live at 144 Clifton Avenue in Jamestown, New York. And I've got some photos here I'd like to distribute to the chief if he's here, the mayor, and the council if that's possible.
Let's bring them forward. Give them to Zach.
There's 4 photos, I believe I got them in correct order, but if you take, each person takes 4. Should be in the right order. There might be a couple of doubles there, but the gist of what the photographs are is the main thing. I'd like to refer the council to, and the mayor and the chief, to the July 12th, 2021 Post-Journal, in which it is reported by the Jamestown Post-Journal that fireworks complaints went down. There are several statements there made by the chief. Chief said fireworks, trying to find fireworks is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And if you look at that area there, that is, what I did was went down south on Washington, turned west onto West 10th Street. Now behind me on West 10th, from Washington to North Main, the road was completely congested by a block party of some kind. So I went down there originally and parking on both sides, people running back and forth in the middle of the streets. I want to find out first if there was a license or a permit for that type of party. Then I went to, proceeded past Washington Street onto 10th where I parked. As you can see, there's a Dave Warner Dodge, I believe, is there. And that's where the fireworks occurred. Not actually in that one spot, but later on I have videos of that. But those fireworks are coming from Isabella Street, and they're in the park. Now I believe the park, and maybe somebody can verify that, the park starts at Isabella and it goes north, parallel to Washington Street. So that's where I called the police originally. I was told by the dispatcher in Chautauqua County there were 15 complaints in which the police were investigating. And if you read this article, Chief Jackson says he's gonna have foot patrols, cars, and people on bicycles. And trying to find fireworks like this is like, in his quote, is trying to find a needle in a haystack. Well, if you look at those pictures and the videos that I have taken, it's not a needle in a haystack. When I got to Isabella Street, they were launching fireworks into the air. They were bursting, and debris from those fireworks was coming down into an area where the city is quite aware there's old housing stock, businesses, other people that could have been hurt. This went on for about an hour and a half or 2 hours. I looked over when I was abreast with Dave Warren on 10th Street. I looked over my left shoulder, and there were fireworks in the city of Washington Street. My question to the chief is, how did you miss that? How did that go on for about two hours without anybody being arrested? Later on, I read an article where the Westside Lakewood Police Department arrested people, but I haven't seen any arrests in the city of Jamestown by the Jamestown police. Now, the chief says because of the laws, people can't be arrested. Well, what I'm reading is it could be as much as a felony, and I think something like this would rise to a felony where somebody actually had launches of rockets that were dispersing material onto the ground that was flammable in a housing area that could have caught fire. Now, the theme of this whole thing is that simply the Jamestown police, and I've had a history here, simply won't enforce the law in regards to issues like traffic, issues like this, because I've got videos of this going back, I believe, 3 years. On Prendergast Avenue, where there's a wall of sparklers about 6 foot high. On the corner of Lafayette and 10th, there was a guy with a handheld device shooting off rockets off his arm that was very similar in power to what you see in those pictures. And you can keep those pictures because I have my copies and I've got videos too. So what I'm trying to say here is on a lot of things like noise, like something like this, there's no enforcement. And after I called the dispatcher, there should have been enforcement. It wasn't a needle in the haystack, and the police are deliberately negligent once a year in this stuff, as they are when I made my thousands of calls concerning traffic everywhere in the city and nothing happens. Again, I'm calling for the resignation of Chief Jackson.
Mr.
We need a
Your
police.
5 minutes are up, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Calling for the resignation of the chief. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to comment.
Sure.
Mr. Toda, catching them in the act is the key for the police officers, not just visually seeing the fireworks. We all were inundated with fireworks calls throughout this summer thus far, not
That's
just.
pretty blatant, and I saw it, so why can't the police see it? I was able to find it.
Mr. Toda, may I please finish? They could have been on a million other calls and also had a dozen other firework calls throughout the city. To call them negligent is an insult and a disgrace.
Well, your argument doesn't hold water, and I got the proof there. I got 2 hours worth of videos I could show you, where if somebody missed this, they'd have to be blind and deaf.
Is there anybody else who'd like to address the council tonight? It's Chief. Respond. Okay. To piggyback on that, I just wanted to say that I know that it has improved. I know there have been arrests made, and there have been special units put out, and we've been working very hard to alleviate some of that. Can't speak for this specific issue, but as Councilwoman Eklund said, that could have been a night that was very busy, and with the number of officers on duty, they had other calls to make. So, I know that we have been inundated with those calls, and there has been tremendous improvement. And I know that it's been a priority of the chief and as well as the police department to try to handle those as best we can. And certainly we'll continue to monitor that, continue to do the best we can to alleviate that problem throughout the summer months. Thank you.
Can I just add something to that? I just want to say to Chief Jackson and the men and women in uniform here, I understand what you're dealing with your call line, and the staffing numbers that have been decreased over the years through attrition because of budgets. I think you're doing a fantastic job. seen much more collaboration in the community with the chief, with the new chief, and what the men and women of the Jamestown Police Department are doing. And you continue to do that job. You are all doing a very, very good job, and I commend you for that.
Anyone else like to address the council this evening? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to messages from the mayor.
Thank you, President Dulce. At this time, we'd like to welcome up Mark Conklin, Officer Mark Conklin, as well as President Dulce, if you would mind coming on down, as well as the police chief. We'll be doing a presentation in regards to the officer. Turn around, see them. There they are. Chief, maybe going in the side. We get to give him along with President Dulce over here. You all stood up. Look at that. Nice. So thank you, President Dulce and members of the council behind us. Tonight, we would like to continue honoring folks in our community that have really gone above and beyond. So it is my pleasure tonight to have Officer Mark Conklin with us, someone who has gone above and beyond. And as he'll tell you, he was just doing his job, at least that's what he told me the other day. But Officer Conklin on July 19th, for those that don't know, was responding to a call, eventually saw a fire in progress, ran to that fire, had the residents that were on the second floor?
Yes.
The second floor jump into his arms, saving them from the fire. It is an incredible thing, and as President Dulce and I were remarking earlier today, our second employee has saved individuals from a fire this year, which is really incredible. But it is my distinct pleasure on behalf of the council and the mayor's office to officially present a proclamation to Officer Conklin for his service and recognizing his service. He truly has gone above and beyond what we ask for our employees, for our officers, and it is really a testament to our community. And for that, and I know you don't like this, but we really want to thank you and honor you on behalf of all of the men and women that are here in the police force, our fire department, and your family that I got to meet. Wonderful folks. They're very proud of you, by the way, in case you hadn't known. And we're excited to present this official proclamation honoring Officer Conklin for his selfless service in saving the residents from a fire back on July 19th. So with that, we could give him a round of applause and say thank you. At this time, I'll see if President Dulce, if you'd like to say anything.
Just a couple things, as the mayor mentioned. This is the second time we've had one of our great employees in the city of Jamestown within the last few months go above and beyond the duty and help rescue people out of a fire. And it just goes to show you the great employees that we have and the hardworking men and women that we have, not only in uniform but throughout all of our departments in the city of Jamestown, doing the best they can with the resources they have, and again, going above and beyond. And certainly, I'm very proud to say that Mark is a wonderful graduate of Jamestown High School. So, good to see our local guys doing well, and congratulate Mark and his family. And again, thank you on behalf of the City Council.
Thank you.
One last thing. Any members of City Council that would like to say a few words to Mark? You get to turn around. Don't worry, these guys got your back.
I would like to say thank you on behalf of all the residents and especially that family. I know you were just in the right place at the right time, per your words, but not many people would still do what you did, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, and after I saw the video, I thought, wow,
Yeah.
who does this? Who runs towards a video like that? It was incredible. So, yeah,
Other than
thank
the
you.
fire department.
And the fire department, I know, our first responders are tremendous. Thanks.
Thank you.
I would just like to say, after watching the video, you see these ones on social media from all across the country, but to have one of those in your own hometown is really amazing. And to know that as a small city, we have a wonderful police force and our citizens really are safe here. And I want to thank you as well.
Thank you.
I'll just piggyback what everyone said. Just want to thank you. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe you were put there at a higher power to act as his vessel to save those people. I also want to commend the neighbors. From what I understand, there were many neighbors involved in the process. It just wasn't Officer Conklin that was involved that night. There was many neighbors that were involved as well. So I say it takes a community, and I'll just say again, I don't believe in coincidence or chance. You were used that night, and the neighbors were used that night to save that family.
Thank you.
We needed some. I was just saying we needed some positivity. So that was a good thing. I really appreciate that. You did a good thing for the city. So.
Thank you.
I'm even more pleased that you came from our community, that you're working in our community, and to show what a credit you are to the community of Jamestown. You don't often see it, but the fact that you've chosen to stay here and have your career here is tremendous. And you are obviously a lot younger than some of your coworkers, so you have a bright future ahead of you, and we really appreciate your, the compassion and the composure you've had in an event that probably a lot of people would have been pretty rattled and shaken by, but you showed that your courage and your fortitude. So thank you, and we appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you, I'm honored.
And I agree. I mean, it was a selfless act that you did. I mean, you put your own life in jeopardy to save another family's life. So just that you didn't put yourself first in that situation, you thought of others. And I agree with Councilman Russell. You were placed there for a purpose. That was a divine intervention. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well. You're a credit to your community and a credit to your profession.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to say?
I'd just like to thank everybody for being here and the continued support. That's all.
Appreciate that. One of the things, I don't know if you guys know, Officer Conklin has now made national news. So I was joking with the police chief the other day that I hope he doesn't demand like celebrity pay from me, now that he's a celebrity over here. But with that, Officer, we thank you so much, and we appreciate that you were able to allow us to honor you and the work that you do each day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
You guys don't want to stay for the rest of it?
I don't blame him.
Even Hope King. She may be eating treats in the back.
Thank you for coming here. Chief, is there anybody out on the road? Very good, thank you. Is there any other messages? Yes.
Dear council members, on June 29th, 2021 and July 23rd, 2021, I recognized by proclamation the retirement of two City of Jamestown employees, Sergeant Shane Swan of the Jamestown Police Department and Todd Peterson of the Department of Development. Attached, please find the retirement proclamations honoring and congratulating our retiring employees. In July 2021, we have welcomed one new employee to the City of Jamestown, Casey Folk, Department of Development. I am asking that this new hire be acknowledged and welcomed to the city at the July 26, 2021 City Council meeting. Very truly yours, Edward A. Simpless.
Very good. And as I was commenting earlier, we have Mark Conklin is a former student, and Casey Volk is also a former student. So it's good to see the former students and members, graduates of Jamestown High School and residents coming back to work for their city. It also means I'm getting old.
For the record, President Dulce, we don't just hire your students.
I have them all. So you were there, Elliot was there. I feel like, They say you're not old until you get the grandchildren of the first students, which is already happening. That's it for that? Okay, very good. Any presentation of petitions and communications? We'll do a report from standing committees, and we'll start with our finance committee. And the first 5 resolutions will be sponsored by Councilwoman Kaluba.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing payment of the regular audit.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
And President Jones.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor and police chief to participate in gun-involved violence elimination for the period of July 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2022, with funding in the amount of $72,221.00 provided by the state of New York.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman. Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt. Russell.
Aye.
And President Jones.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing recruit firefighters Kevin Erickson, Jonathan Barlow, Ethan Gibbs, and Michael Willis to attend the New York State Office of Fire Prevention and Control Recruit Firefighter Training Program in Montour Falls, New York, beginning August 14th, 2021, and concluding October 28th, 2021, with fees and expenses paid pursuant to Section 77-E of the General Municipal Laws of the State of New York.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt. Russell.
Aye.
And President Jones.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Building Transportation Analysts Incorporated for the Spring Street Parking Ramp Elevator Modernization Project in the amount of $10,500.00, which includes a contingency of $1,500.00 for additional on-site meetings based on their proposal dated July 6, 2021, to be paid out of previously approved Smart City bond funds.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
And President Jones.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute change order number 1 to the Spring Street Parking Ramp Repairs 2021 contract with CPS Construction Group for a total increase of $22,128.00.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Jones.
Aye. The next 5 resolutions will be read by Councilwoman Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign any documents related to the submission of the 2021 CFA New York Department of State under the Environmental Protection Fund for the Smart Growth Comprehensive Planning Grant Program, and also hereby authorizes the mayor to execute all necessary documents with the New York Department of State should the city of Jamestown be successful in securing funding through the CFA submission process.
Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
And President Jones.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign any documents related to the submission of the 2021 CFA New York Department of State under Title 11 of the Environmental Protection Fund for the Local Waterfront Revitalization Program, EPF LWRP, and also hereby authorizes the mayor to execute all necessary documents with the New York Department of State should the city of Jamestown be successful in securing funding through the CFA submission process.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kaluba.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Eklund.
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
And President Jones.
Aye.
The next resolution, resolution number 8, has been pulled from the agenda to enter into next month's discussion.
Thank you.
Resolution number 9, allowing the Jamestown City Council to support the consolidated funding application CFA submission by the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation in the amount of $182,000 and no cents for the completion of the Prendergast Landing located at 106 to 108 Fairmount Avenue, Jamestown, New York, 14701.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments?
Mr. President, I would like to make a comment. I would like to recuse myself from voting on this resolution as it could present a conflict of interest.
Thank you. At this point, we'll ask the clerk to poll the council on the recusal of Councilwoman Graham Reinhardt.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman? Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Dawes.
Aye. Now, the clerk, please poll the council on the resolution.
Yes. Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman? Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Dawes.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution allowing the Jamestown City Council to support the consolidated funding application, CFA submission, by the Northwest Arena in the amount of $1,400,000 and no cents for the completion of the zone located at the Northwest Arena, located at 319 West 3rd Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Dawes.
Aye. That concludes our resolutions from finance. We'll now move on to public safety. Our first resolution will be sponsored by Councilwoman Graham Reinhardt.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution reappointing Francine Piazza to the Office of Commissioner of Deeds for a term of 2 years.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Dawes.
Aye. Our next resolution will be sponsored by Councilwoman Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution allowing the, resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Hope Chautauqua Coalition, 509 North Main Street, Jamestown, New York, 14701, for the purposes of acquiring 10 sharps containers for syringe disposal, with medical waste disposal costs covered by a New York Department of Health grant for a period of 1 year. Please note the sharps containers are free to obtain through an application process to be completed by Hope Chautauqua Coalition staff.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Dawes.
Aye. Thank you. That concludes our resolutions from public safety. We do have under unfinished business a local law which will be sponsored by Councilman Russell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a local law amending the city charter to effectuate a change in rebate rates for sidewalk repairs from $1 per square foot to $3 per square foot. The local law was introduced at the meetings of the city council held on June 28, 2021.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman? Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Dawes.
Aye. Do we have any reports from special committees?
Yes, President Dulce, I just wanted to mention that the Planning Commission is discussing a local preservation ordinance. This is something I want you to have on your radar. The purpose is to provide for the identification, protection, and enhancement of building structures, other areas in the city that reflect the elements of Jamestown's historical architecture and culture. It would also create a preservation board. We've had a couple meetings about it, and it's just in its early stages, and just want you to know that it's something that might be coming down the road at some point.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on that? I think more to follow, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any report of city officers? Any report from council members on administrative boards? Any unfinished business? We already did the local law, so on to new business. We do have several resolutions under new business. The first two will be sponsored by Councilwoman Karuba.
Thank you,
Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a grant agreement with the Preservation League of New York State in the amount of $10,000 and no cents to complete a cultural resources survey of the Park West neighborhood.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman? Aye. Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund? Aye. Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
President Bowles?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute change order number 2 to the Ladder 1 refurbishment agreement dated December 6, 2019 with Pierce Manufacturing Incorporated, 816 Commercial Avenue, Weyauwega, Wisconsin, 54983 to include changes as follows. Add additional refurbishment costs $11,393 and no cents.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman? Aye. Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund? Aye. Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
President Bowles?
Aye. The next two resolutions will be sponsored by Councilwoman Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the city controller to make the following amendment to the 2021 general fund budget for the purpose of funding additional repairs to Ladder 1 as follows. Increase appropriations, fire department equipment, A.3410.0200, $11,393.00. Decrease appropriations contingent account, A.1990.0400, $11,393.00.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman? Aye. Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bowles?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution suspending the hiring freeze and authorizing the filling of the following position due to the essential nature of the position. School Resource Officer in the Jamestown Police Department. Please note that the Jamestown Public School System previously discontinued funding for the school resource officer positions. However, JPS is providing partial funding for one officer.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I just wanted to make a quick comment on that. Just something that came to my mind was that the school system did not renew this contract. And Mr. Armando can maybe add to this, mainly because of COVID. They didn't renew the contract because they didn't know what was going to happen with COVID, and they didn't want to be spending the funds on that if school was going to be closed down. Is that correct, Mr. Armando?
That is completely accurate. There was a lot of uncertainty as far as budgets last year, necessitating them to not renew that contract.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? If not, clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bowles?
Aye. The next resolution will be sponsored by Councilman Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. President. The police officer should stay with us. We have a resolution recognizing Patrol Officer Mark Conklin in the month of July 2021 to thank him for his heroism in saving multiple lives and reflect upon his selfless act.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? We pretty much commented on all that. I should have made him stay. What happens if we don't pass it? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bowles?
Aye. Resolution 19 will be sponsored by Councilwoman Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor and director of public works to execute an agreement with Lakeshore Paving Incorporated for cold mill and overlay on 5th Street, Washington Street to Prendergast Avenue in the amount of $153,300 and no cents.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bowles?
Aye. And the last resolution under new business will be also sponsored by Councilwoman Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. President. Resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to sign any documents related to the submission of the 2021 CFA, New York Department of State, under the Environmental Facilities Corp., EFC, Green Innovation Grant for Tracy Plaza, Phase 3 renovations, and does also hereby authorize the mayor to execute all necessary documents with the New York Department of State should the city of Jamestown be successful in securing funding through the CFA submission process.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Karuba?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Nelson?
Aye.
Eklund?
Aye.
Graham Reinhardt?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Brooks.
Aye. Thank you. That's it for resolution. Is there any other new business to come before the council this evening? Just one note, I don't know if the mayor, did you want to speak about the two remaining sessions tomorrow, Thursday? I don't know if you wanted to give
I'm happy to, President Dawson.
I'll let you do that. They're your meetings, so.
Such a great segue, we appreciate it. As the members of council know as well to the public, we have been undergoing listening sessions along with the Community Foundation to discuss and talk about the American Rescue Plan Act and the city's plan for funding. And by that I mean it's a living document, a plan to utilize that funding really in categories as that can be updated and changed along the way. We've conducted 2 of those sessions so far. There are 2 more remaining. There will be one on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. at the Chautauqua Center, 3rd floor. And the last one will be Thursday at 7 p.m. At the Manuel Baptist Church. Yes.
On 23rd Street.
We've had a few of these, and I'm getting them all mixed up now. Yes, so the Manuel Baptist Church will be the last one, again at 7 p.m. Listening session. At that time, the Community Foundation will provide notes and comments for the council and for staff, and we will go through and look to make any necessary changes before finalizing any plan for the use of that fund.
Thank you.
Is that it, President? Would you like anything else, President?
No, I think I was just going to let you do that since it was.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to bring it up under your segment, but that's okay.
I would like to speak.
Sure.
I would like to thank Deputy Fire Chief Poole, the fire department, the BPU, and the DPW crews that were out the weekend of July 16th, 17th, and 18th when we had a major rain event. The city received almost 4 inches of water, and the crews were just tremendous in helping neighbors on my street, evacuating water from basements. They came back a couple of times because one neighbor had a pretty significant situation with water that he could not get out of his basement for a number of hours. But all the men and women that were out there helping was just tremendous. They went above and beyond. They were checking back. I couldn't thank them enough. And just in my neighborhood alone, they assisted at least 3 homes. And you don't experience that till you've seen it and dealt with your neighbors dealing with that kind of circumstance where you can't do it alone. And I think a lot of people are not aware of how much the fire department comes to their aid in those kinds of situations. So hopefully, the last event was 9 years ago. I'm hoping this isn't a sign that they're coming more frequently, because the first one I remember was in 1984 or 85 when I first moved here. And it was major when the emergency room flooded at WCA. And we're seeing 9 years now. This year, I'm hoping it will be another 9 or 10 or maybe longer before we see the next one. But I really want to extend my appreciation on behalf of the community for everything you did. And I know you've done this in the past at other occurrences when we had that kind of rain and flooding occur. So thank you very much for everything that you did. Please convey that to your departments, that we really appreciate what you did to help out.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments for new business? If not,